Glad you could join us for episode 3 of Film Room with Chris Gians. And our topic today, Coach, is going to be post-offense. And during the course of today's video session, we're going to see a lot of really good decisions made by your post players with basketball.
Yeah, we still play old school, inside-out basketball at times. It's somewhat of a dying breed, if you will. With positionless basketball and ball screen, dribble drive, spread the court offense, which is more prevalent now in today's game. But I still like the idea and the ability to play inside out, where we invert the court and throw it into a big or a guard if he's got ability to score and pass around the basket and play the game that way. We don't do it every time down the court, but we do it at times, and I just think it gives you another look that other teams have to deal with.
All right, Coach, roll the film. We're going to see a lot of Johnny McCants, a lot of Ivan Aore-Coachea during the course of this particular film session. Both guys were great passers for you, Coach.
Yeah, you know, our coaches in their individual development time spend a lot of time with our guys, especially our bigs, understanding the reads and the options that will come into play when we play inside out. And one of the things that we do is we corner cut, okay, which is meaning the far corner. We talked earlier about post defense, and so certainly other teams employ some of those tactics as well. And so we will at times try to combat that with cutting from the opposite corner, which is hard to guard. So as you see, Ivan starts backing him down, but he knows Johnny's going to cut. He's making the pass, you know, like a football quarterback throwing it before the corner cut, you know. Same thing here, is he's reading the defense and knows Johnny's going to cut.
Because Johnny's so athletic, does this free him up a little bit more?
Yeah, I mean, we got a lot of guys like that. Johnny is main one where, you know, get them going downhill, get their athleticism and their body cutting toward the rim without the ball. You know, it's hard to get some kids to understand they can be effective without the ball in their hands, and that's one way to do it. So again, we're throwing it into Ivan, and he's going to, what we call, this is called a back down. If he looks, sees the court, doesn't look like there's a double on the catch, so he's going to start backing his man down, and then we're going to play off him, and we're going to talk about those things and the different things that we do when this situation happens, when we throw the ball in the post. But Terrell's going to cut late, and Ivan's going to find him for a heck of a pass and a finish.
Yeah, I'm sure you haven't coached a ton of players that are this talented where they can make a decision in midair and alter their decision.
That was a great play. I don't know if I want him jumping, you know, to pass every time. I don't mind if they jump to pass. I don't want them to jump to find a pass. And it's a big difference. And, you know, the old school way is to, you know, never jump to leave your feet to pass. But in this day and age, I mean, kids are so talented, I think you have to let them do that. So again, we're gonna play inside out. Okay, CJ's man, number 31 in green, goes to double, and he reads it and follows him to the basket and beats the defense getting inside of him. Here he comes. Goes right behind him. Good finish.
I know you teach this, Coach, but you have to have players who are willing to move without the ball, right?
Yeah, I mean, they have to understand is that, think about it. There's 10 guys on the court. Okay, how much of the game do you actually have the ball in your hands? And we try to get them to understand that and break the math down and go, you know, you might be really good with the ball in your hands, but you only have it in your hands. If you play 25 minutes, you may only have the ball in your hands for 2. You know, what are you doing the other 23 minutes, and how are you affecting the game, and are you influencing winning? And, you know, a lot of the kids are like, I never thought of it like that, you know, and once you break it down to them, it gives them more reason to buy in. So this is a different cut, all right? We're not corner cutting now. We call this a Laker cut, which is a simple throw it in and just cut to the rim, all right, by the passer. In this case, it's Sean Buchanan. He threw it in. He's going to cut through the elbow. And his man gets caught staring at the ball, and you get a wide open layup.
There's certain guys that know how to play the game. Sean Buchanan's one of them.
He certainly was. You know, he was, as I said earlier, influencing winning, and that's what he did. And if you look at the stats, you're like, why is he on the court? You know, because his raw data, his raw numbers aren't the best. But If you play with him or you coach him, you know how much he influences winning. But here's another cut. Johnny throws it in. He's going to Laker through the elbow. Yvonne's backing him down. Number 5 decides to go all in on the double, and Yvonne sees it, makes it pass right over the top. This is a really good one. We tell our guys, cut to the rim. I don't care if it's a back cut, if it's a Laker cut, a corner cut, a 45 cut, whatever the case is, without the ball. Because usually the cutters are open late. They always want to stop after 2-3 steps, or they get to the lane, and it's a hard habit to break, but we try to get them to cut all the way to the rim because the cutters are usually open late, like here. Great finish.
So often too, Coach, you'll see players cut without a purpose. Do you teach cutting with a purpose? And if you're going to cut to score?
Oh, exactly. I mean, every time. Even if you don't score, if you cut with some passion and some purpose, like you said, it'll suck a defender or 2 in, and maybe, someone else will get open, which leads us to the next one, is now we're going to cut and fill. So I'm going to throw it back. We're going to throw it in the post. Again, this is a 4-man, great feet, great technique. We teach all of our players to understand how to pass feed, feed the post. And a lot of the bigs coming in don't have that ability, and we teach them, to just have the fundamentals of basketball to be able to play on the perimeter. So Johnny's going to throw it in, a great post entry pass. He's going to cut, and then we're going to fill behind him. There's a cut, and then Jabari fills, and the defense gets a little confused because Johnny's cutting with purpose, and they get sucked in for a second. And a great pass by Jabari. Post entry by Rice. He's going to cut. And then there's the fill by Terrell, wide open. Just a little movement sometimes confuses the defense.
Is there a mindset within your team too, Coach, that if you give it up, there's a good chance you're going to get it back at some point?
Yeah, and we try to teach unselfish basketball and try to get them to understand if we're all on the same page that way, that everybody's going to get their turn, and make the game easier. Just make the game easier. Don't make it harder than it is.
Good stuff. Coach, we appreciate it. Episode 4 is going to be rebounding. Looking forward to it.
Sounds good, Adam. Thanks.
For the coach, Chris Jans, I'm Adam Young saying so long and thanks for joining us. This has been Film Room with Chris Jans.